What's up, you guys? Welcome back to Raphael's Insights. Welcome. I welcome you into the world of the esoteric, the divine, the beautiful, you guys. First of all, you guys, before we go anywhere, make sure you guys like this video. Make sure you guys always like every single video. Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button if you're new. And if you're new, come on in. Welcome to this beautiful channel, you guys. But if you're not new, welcome back. And of course, hit that like, hit that subscribe for those who are new, and turn on the little bell, you guys, because the little bell, what it does, it lets you know notifications of when I post, when I post whatever I post, whether it's video, or like in the community post or the stories or whatever I can post on YouTube. It's like you'll always know, you'll never be out of the loop, you guys. So make sure you guys do that. And of course, you guys, this is a video that I promised you guys a long time ago that I was gonna do, and we're finally gonna get to it. I'm trying to make it as clear and straight to the point as I can, but still give like a good message through it. But we'll see how it comes out. But anyways, you guys, thank you guys so much for everything. You guys are amazing. And let's get straight to it, you guys. Let's get straight to the numbers video. So let's begin with talking about your address, right? So why is your address such a significant thing? The reason being, and I know I said it in my live, it has to do with the fact that it can play a huge role in predicting how your time is going to be in that home, in that space that you occupy. Or it can also tell you kind of like the past and more of like the future of what that situation from the past is going to bring in that current home that you're in. Generally, what it does, it just predicts the future, just predicts how you're going to be in that house and everything that you're going to go through. So generally, it'll help you kind of decide what kind of address you're getting into. And the reason I say getting into is because it can impact you in a really good way, or it can impact you in a really negative way. But before we can even get started with the whole diving deeper in, looking at the addresses and trying to understand the addresses, we have to understand the numbers. And in this numerology, it only goes from 1 through 9. It's gonna be just 1 through 9. 1 through 9 are like the main numbers. I know, like in numerology, normally there's other numbers like 11, but if you think about it, you guys, 11 becomes 2 because 1 plus 1 is 2, so it still breaks down into our specific numbers. So again, you guys, we're gonna be going through 1 through 9 here. So let's just dive straight into it. 1, let's talk about 1. 1 means it's more of a masculine energy. It's more of like a male dominant energy. It means success, it means growth, it means opportunity, generally everything that you want. It means like unity, wholeness. It's like you have everything is really what 1 is telling you. 2 is more of a female dominant energy. It's more of harmony, balanced out. Sometimes it can represent 2 decisions, represent 2, but generally it's talking about more of like harmony, more balanced out. It's more of a balanced out energy. 3 is going to be the number of family, the number of growth in family, the number of stability with family. Generally it's talking more of like family wise, but it also represents stability in like in your economical. It represents stability in general as well. 4, this is where it gets a little bit difficult, because 4, the reason 4 is going to mean what it means is because this is based off of the Chinese numerology, and 4 in Chinese numerology means death, and they made it mean death, which is difficult because that number does fall really heavy. If you have 4 as a dominant number in your address, it is going to be a huge problem. But 4 means death, but it can be literal death, or it can be symbolic. Just like in tarot, it can be literal or it can be symbolic, where it's be like the death of a situation, or the death of you, or the death of a family member, someone passes away and something like that, or the death of a friendship, the death of a relationship. Just like in tarot, it represents whatever it represents with all the other numbers that are in the address. So that one's a little bit difficult, you guys. 5 is going to be more of like a selfish number. It represents more of like more like me, myself, more like the male dominant energy, because it is a male dominant number. It's more like my needs, not necessarily our needs, not necessarily my relationships needs. It's my needs, and that's really what 5 is talking about. It can be problematic because if 5 is a dominant number in an address, it represents that the guy is cheating, the guy is is more into himself, doesn't really care about the relationship. They're doing things behind your back, and that's really what that number is telling you. Again, it all depends on the way that it falls. Just like in tarot, you guys, I think that's why I understood it. Like it was because it's similar to like tarot cards. Let's see, six is a female dominant number. Six represents smooth, good luck, represents again more of a balanced out energy. It just means again good things, success. It's more harmony. All, have you noticed all the female dominant energies are more dominant? But if the female number 6 is dominant in the address, it represents the female's doing the same thing as a man. The female is cheating. The female is doing things behind people's backs. Is kind of not really there for the relationship. They're there for other needs and things like that. So 6 can be a problem as well, you guys. 7 means holiness, means mystery. It represents more of like if that's a dominant number, it represents that the house is very spiritual. 7 is a very spiritual number, and I, even me myself, I use it when I shuffle my cards. I use it in spiritual works. 7 is a very holy number, so even in your address, it really just represents a lot of spirituality. 8 8 is going to be the best number that you could possibly have in your address. So 8 is going to be that materialistic number. It's like materialistic things are flowing. You're going to have a lot of success. You're going to have a lot of luck. It's like you have everything, and 8 is going to be that ultimate lucky number that you could possibly have in your address, or be the dominant number in your address. So 8 it means wealth, success, richness, and just a lot of wealth. Being wealthy is really what 8 represents. And then 9 means longevity, means eternal, but 9 can be problematic because it can cause sicknesses. 9 can be something more of like a mental thing, mental problems. It could be health issues that also come up with 9. So let's say 4 and 9 are together. Obviously, that's saying that there's going to be a death due to some serious health issues, and that's really what that's warning us about. But 9 represents just eternal longevity, something just hasn't been able to be let go of. Is something that's been happening for a long time, a big problem. It's just 9 is a very problematic number. Generally, the best number in this whole numerology is going to be 8. 8 is going to be the number that you want to dominate your address. Now, let's look at this example right here. We're looking at 108. 108 is my address, and I chose to use this number right here because it'll be easiest for me to explain it using examples of my life. So 1, you see, obviously you have 1, you have 8, 2 numbers that mean success, right? Right here, what does the 1 mean? The 1 tells me that males live in this household, or that a male is a dominant one in this household. So this is what the 1 is saying. The 1 is the number of success. So there's success, there's wealth, there's opportunity here. It's like not necessarily struggling when it comes to materialistic things, because the 1 and the 8 tell me that. But the 0 is the problem here, because the 0 is saying that you have everything, but never, it's like it's always going to keep you a part of your relationship. It's like your relationship is always going to be separate. And that's true. What happened to me and my spouse when I moved into this household? Within, let's say, 2 weeks, we were separated. And yes, it had to do with COVID 19 and all that, but that's not what this address is telling me here. It's not saying it's going to be why they separated us. It's just showing us that we're going to be separated, that we're going to have success, we're going to have wealth, but we're not going to have unity in this household. And remember, 1 is a number of unity, but there's this 0 in between, which is cutting that unity. So yes, it becomes a problem. Now you're going to ask me, what if it's a female that lives there? I said that it was a male, that males live here. What if it's a female, which it can happen? If it's a female, so 1 is a good number for males, for a man. But if it's a female living here, it's going to be problematic. It's going to be very stressful, hard on the female. The 1 does not balance out the female's energy. It's going to be very, very problematic. The female's going to be working very hard. So you never really, if you're a female and you're living alone, you don't really want to be in a household that represents the one as the very first number. Now, again, 8 is still good. So there's still a lot of success here, but again, at a cost of being separated. And not necessarily is this address telling us that it did it to us. It's saying that this is what was going to happen when we moved in here. But now you're wondering, what is this 9 down here? You can add up your address into the master number, and the master number here is 9. So we do 1 plus 0, 1. 1 plus 8 is 9, and then this is going to be your master number right here. What is that? What does that mean? Remember, this here is telling me longevity. And here it's saying more of like a long-term thing. So if we stay there, we're always going to be separated. If we stay in this address, this is not something that's going to change. This is something that's going to be forever. So this address is going to be problematic for us. Now, this is my parents' address. This is like the number to my parents' address. And this is another example for you guys. But what I want to teach you is how to add up your numbers. So what you're going to do, you're just going to go 4 plus 3 is 7. 7 plus 5 is 12. 12 plus 1 is 13. 13 plus 9 is 22. And then once you have that last number, you add it up again and it becomes 4. Here was 22, so then you do 2 plus 2 is 4, which is still problematic because remember I told you that 4 was going to be the number of death, brings a lot of problems to your home. You never want it to be the first number to your home. It's a huge problem when it's up for the first number to your home, which means it's a dominant energy, which is going to be problem after problem after problem, which 4 is just going to be causing problems in every single number that comes after it. And that's really what you don't want. If 4 is the last number in your address, it doesn't do anything, you guys. But here 4 dominates as the master number, and here 4 dominates as the first number, the energy here. So what is this saying here, you guys? And it's true as I tell you this is exactly what happened when my parents moved in here. So 4 and 3 are right next to each other. So 4 and 3, what this is saying is that there's going to be the death to the family, separation. There's not going to be unity in this household. And the reason I say that is because when we first moved in here, in that household, I was 2 weeks before I left to the military. I was 2 weeks before I was sent to basic trainings, and I literally left. Shortly after, my brother moved out. Shortly after, my sister moved out. And it's like my parents were left here in this household by themselves. And generally, this is what this is saying. Whoever owns this house is going to be by themselves. So 4 also causes problems in 5, and 4 and 5 are saying there's going to be depression. Depression is going to be more of the male figure in the household. It's going to have a lot of depression. And then 1, it says there's always going to be problems with work. 9 says there's going to be a lot of problems with health issues, because 9 is also the energy of like health. So it's saying that it's going to be a lot of health issues. And yes, this is exactly how it's been, you guys. But 4 dominates, which is going to be a huge problem. But for those who are saying like, oh my God, what can I do? All you got to do, you guys, and this is literally all you got to do. You literally go out to your address and you're going to box 4 up like this. And you're going to put arrows facing the inside. This is more like a sigil. You're going to put arrows like this. And you literally have to go and write this on your address, you guys. And what that does is it blocks off the energy of the 4. It's a way for you to protect yourself. Now, if I go back to that other address, what can we do to balance out this energy over here? We can put a 2 and a 1 in front of it, and it balances out this energy. So it's more balanced out. The problems are going to stop. But the main problem is 4, though. The main problem is 4 that's going to be causing huge problems in your life. Raptures, deaths, physical and relationship. It's something that can be more of a symbolic thing. And right here, the way it's falling, it's just going to be problematic. Now, you're probably wondering, like, what else can you do? You said there was separation in the family. It's like the family's been separated. What you can do is you can put an 8 in front of the 3, which 8 is going to bring the family back together. You can put a balanced out energy for 5 as well, because 5 is showing me that this person's very depressed, so we want to balance him out. So we're going to put a 2 and a 1 in front of him as well. And with the 1, again, I would recommend more of like an 8. And then the 9, The nine, the nine is another energy that it's problematic. All we got to do is put it in a zero, in a circle, and we seal it off, you guys. It's very difficult. I tried to give you guys a very like straight to the point kind of explanation, but the main problem here is if you have a 4 dominating the first number of your address, box it off. It's only causing problems, and it's probably one of your issues with that household. But yeah, you guys, that's really generally my explanation to these numbers. Um, everybody's going to be a different situation. Everybody's numbers are going to be different. For me to really be able to give you guys like a specific meaning to your number, it's very difficult. You'll probably have to offer it as a service. How you can help yourself. It's generally you want to go to a professional who knows how to do this, because there's ways for you to manipulate the numbers of your address to help you in your life. How I just showed you that I did with my mom. My mom, I told her right away, you know, you need to seal that number. You need to seal the 4, and your problems are gonna get better. And she did, and boom, her problems are starting to get better. My dad just recently got called for a job, which they were struggling with it, and 4 was the one that's really causing this bigger issue. Generally, if you cleanse your house and you're more of like a spiritual person, it won't affect you as much because of course your energy is going to be so beautiful and it's always going to be attracting good things. But that's not the case for people. Normally, people who move into to harsh addresses are because their energy matches that address, and that's something that you need to know, you need to be aware of. But the easiest thing you can do with like figuring out the energy of your house is figuring out those master numbers. Add up your address together, make it into one number, and then just listen to what I said in the beginning and then go based off of that. Is this an address that benefits me? Does this make sense as to why I had all these problems? Does this make sense as to why my relationship ended? Because generally if your address is 102, you're split. Remember I told you whatever number 0 is sitting in between, you're split from your relationship. So 1 is the male dominant energy, 2 is the female. There's something in between you guys, and generally that address is going to be problematic in any relationship. It's going to be forcing a separation or causing a lot of issues in the relationship. And it can be 506, and that's still problematic because 506 tells me that the guy is cheating on you. The guy is there's a lot of cheating, there's a lot of lies, and that's generally what's going to be the ultimate separation in the relationship. But it is a little difficult to get into it as much as I wish I could, but I hope this little bit of information is going to help you guys. If you have a problematic number, if you have a number that seems to be causing problems, 8 will be a really good number to stimulate good energy. If you guys want to go with 8, I would recommend 8 for a lot of the numbers. If you have a 1 and you're a female that's living in that household, and that's the first number of your address, put a 2 and a 1 like I did, and that's going to balance out that energy. And you literally go out to your address, you guys, and you want to write it with like a permanent marker or something permanent so it won't erase with weather or nothing like that. But 4 is really the problematic number of all numbers. You don't want that in as your first number or your dominant number. But anyways, you guys, thank you guys so much for everything. Like I said, I hope this helped you guys. I hope I was able to fulfill that need of like wanting to know about the numbers. And I hope this video wasn't too long, but also entertaining you guys. So I love you guys. I'll see you guys next time. Make sure you guys like the video and share it, you guys, because sometimes this type of information can help people out. So share it, and I will try to post it everywhere, you guys. So thank you guys so much for everything. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.